Good morning, guys. It is Mr. Citro. We are on Wednesday now. Today, if you take a peek at the agenda, you're going to start to plot your weather data. Most of you already have your data table filled out, and you're going to continue to collect that data until Monday. So you have a few more days left, but I wanted to show you how to create the graph. And all you will have to do if you create it today is just change the values in which the graph is plotting. Um, so Monday, when we're starting week 3 of the lab, it'll be a lot easier for that lab to be that graph to be created because you already have it done. You're just going to change the values. You also have some practice relative humidity and dew point questions. It is a Google form. It is set up like a quiz only so that you can see the correct answer. It will give you a percentage grade after. Friday, you have a CASTLE learning assignment that's assigned already if you want to start that. But let's take a peek really quick. So you have your own data here, and again, we're only doing for about 14 days. So I'll get rid of some of that. And you should only have about 10 days of data. So what you're going to do is, essentially, you're going to highlight all of the data. So for right now, highlight all of your data in columns A, B, C, and D. Do not go past D. You're then going to click Insert, and then you'll go to Chart. And I don't know the default for your chart, but it might be scatter plot like this. Whatever your chart type is, what you want to do is you want to end up using this line chart. Okay. Now, if you notice, mine's already up here as the suggested because I created this already. But you'll click on the line chart, and then you'll have 3 different lines. Now, because we have the titles in there, you already will have a key, a nice title, and a axis title for the x-axis. You may need to create a title for the y-axis. And the way that you're going to do that is under Customize. You have various items you can change. Now first, we always want to make sure the x and the y-axis meet at 0. And in this case, it works fine. So we don't have to change any values. But for the vertical axis, we're going to want to make sure that we have a title. Okay? And when you do that, you're going to come up here. You're going to check to Chart and Axis Titles. We have the title. We can go to the vertical axis title. And we're going to put in value. We don't have a great title because this y-axis represents temperature, dew point, and humidity. So that there's 2 different units. There's temperature. James, sorry guys, my son decided to click something here. Stop touching buttons, please. So you can put in value or number. But in either case, again, it's not the best title because we're representing more than one type. James, please stop.
You are great.
And here's your graph. And this is what it's going to look like. Now, I would recommend adding in some more grid lines. You can do minor grid lines, major grid lines. Let's just do 5 there. And that kind of helps you get a better idea of the layout here. Now, when we start talking about this graph, we're going to compare 2 items to humidity. Humidity is the yellow line here. And humidity is related to how close the temperature and the dew point are. So for example, if we're looking on day 4, we have a large difference between the temperature and the dew point. Because of that, we have a low humidity, 40%. Let's jump to day 7 and 8. If we notice the dew point and the temperature are almost the same. James, no, please stop.
Need some hand.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's way too much. And they are really close. And when they are really close, we see a spike or an increase in the humidity. So that's the general trend you want to look for. But for right now, just start setting it up. And then what we will do is, when we gather all of the data, all you will need to do is just change where your data is coming from. Everything else will already be set for you. So in this case, my data range is just A1 to D11, which essentially goes from here to this corner. All I would do is just change this, and I can add another range, or I could just change this to D14, which would be the last day, day 14. And if you notice here on my chart, it actually gives me data all the way to day 14, which should be further back here. We just can't see it right now. So that's what I would suggest you get started with today. So again, on the Google Classroom, you have relative humidity dew point practice. Most people, I see 7 people have already done it. Get that in, please. And then the Castle Learning assignment is on Friday. Let's keep working on that. Please email if you have questions. I apologize for my son's actions on the computer here. He's a little fast. All right, guys. I miss you. I hope you guys are all staying safe.